Previously on Trails in the Reverie, the SSS defeated a stray archaism in the Geofront, but Lloyd noticed someone spying on them. When Crossbell started the independence signing ceremony, Rufus Alberea hijacked it and declared himself supreme leader. Although the party tried their best with their cheese strats, Rufus won via the power of plot and somehow spread Ishmelga's curse throughout the city. Alright, Lloyd's route is locked. Need to play for more routes. Okay, Rean's route. Question mark. Bad news is I have to farm everything separately for his route. That's gonna suck.
Is that all?
No, I can fight! Kurt! I'm ready!
Pathetic.
Kurt!
I'll end your Abyss run before you can grind out a proper evade build, scrub.
But I'm nothing without this.
Evade build.
If you're nothing without this,
Evade build.
then you shouldn't have it.
This doesn't make any sense.
At this rate...
Come on, we'll hide under the bridge. We need to get to Instructor Rean ASAP if we're going to figure out some way to help out Ash and Muse.
I agree. And we need to get out of this icy water before it saps any more of our strength. That should be our top priority.
I hope you don't think I can't see you down there.
Is anywhere safe from her?
No one escapes the Icy Maiden when she's this serious, I fear.
I can't believe this is happening.
That sounds like an indication to grind really, really hard for several hours before even attempting the boss of this chapter.
What a gorgeous sight! So, this is where you grew up, Instructor?
What a wonderful place. It's so peaceful and calming.
I figured the snow would have all melted by this time of year.
Most of it has. This is just what's left over. You would have really seen some snow if we were here a month ago.
Oh, how lovely. It's nice to be honeymooning in a winter wonderland.
I owe this town much after all they did for me 2 years ago.
I think we owe you more than you owe us.
Oh yeah. You used Ymir as your base during the Civil War, right?
Yeah. She did a ton of work to improve our defenses and our communications network.
I suppose it's been 2 years for me as well. The last visit I recall was when I was tasked with abducting Princess Alphen and Instructor Rean's little sister.
It's, also been a while for you, Rean, hasn't it? Why don't we start by letting your parents know that we're here?
That sounds good to me. I want to introduce all my students to them.
It's going to feel a little strange meeting our instructors' parents.
Yeah. I'm feeling kinda nervous all of a sudden.
I, for one, can hardly wait to say hello to my future in-laws.
I've got a whole lot of stories to tell them about their little baby boy.
Please don't embarrass me in front of my family.
That's the Snow Falls. Hopefully this place has a really good shop. Welcome to home of Baron Schwarzer. We've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Yeah, if this place doesn't have the same amount of shops as Crossbell, I don't think I'm going to be able to survive on Abyss mode. I need full evade tank set up on as many people as possible, preferably Ymir and Kurt. Whoa, a real maid. You can tell she's been well trained. I didn't expect to find you helping out, Maple. You've gone way better at welcoming guests. The Phoenix Wings has trained me well, young Rean. You're seeming a lot more grown up yourself, just not as much as me. And suddenly all pretenses of professionalism slip away. Now please come this way. Baron Lady Schwarzer await you in the study. Who's she? An old friend of mine who works at the Phoenix Wing. She's got a year on me and is determined to never let me forget it. You seem very close, but looks to me like all friends no benefits. I figure Schwarzer would have every chick in town fawning over him. I wouldn't have put it past him either, to be honest. Is this really what you think of me? Hey, clearly nobody would dare get in Elise's way. Here we go again. I'm starting to feel a little sorry for him. And that makes two of us. Something wrong, young Rean? Sorry, we're coming now.
Mom, Dad, I'm home.
It's good to see you again, my son.
It's been a long half year without you.
I'm sorry I haven't been able to visit as often as I'd like. Especially since it sounds like Elise has been too busy to come home as well. She's asked me to give you both her regards.
Well, I'm sure St. Estria's student council is keeping her plenty busy.
I just hope she doesn't work herself sick.
I'm sure she's just fine. The younger students all seem to adore her. And she has Her Highness there if she's ever in need of a friend to talk to. I've also been keeping an eye out to make sure no insects start buzzing around her.
Are you now?
That overprotectiveness may create more trouble than it prevents.
Poor Elise. It's a pleasure to see you both again, Lord and Lady Schwarzer.
The same to you, Major Revelt. It's not hard to imagine that the RMP must be exceptionally busy at the moment. I hope your time here will help ease some of your weariness.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Oh, and these must be your students.
That's right.
My name is Kurt Vander. I have learned much under Instructor Rean's exemplary tutelage.
You would be one of the rare practitioners of the Vander School's dual blade style. I've heard that despite how capable you are, you're not one to rest on your laurels. Humble, too. Unusual and admirable qualities in someone of your age.
I am honored you would speak of me that way, but I'm afraid you overestimate me.
Oh, I don't think so.
Name's Ash Carbide. If you've heard it, chances are it's because your son was complaining about what a pain in the ass I am.
On the contrary, I've heard there's much more to you than that prickly exterior of yours. Rean's told me that deep down, you're a very smart, considerate young man who your fellow students depend on.
The hell? You want to watch what bullcrap you're feeding your folks about me, Schwarzer?
Sorry, you're just stuck being a big old softy.
The denial is what makes him oh so lovable. I am Muse Egret. It's a pleasure. I owe much to both of your children.
Ah, I've heard much about you. It can't be easy to shoulder so much responsibility at such a young age.
Not at all. Instructor Rean's love and support give me the strength necessary to overcome any obstacle.
Oh my. Love, you say?
Can't you spare me your harassment in front of him?
I see that Elise wasn't exaggerating. You are quite the character. I'm glad that she and Rean have someone like you to come to when they need it.
Think nothing of it. That's what family does.
Doesn't miss a beat, does she?
She certainly does not.
My name is Una Crawford. It's a pleasure to meet you. I found myself in Instructor Rean's debt before even enrolling at the academy, and I've constantly been in it since. But I've been trying to learn as much as I can from him so that one day I can be a source of strength to others just like him.
Oh, you're the young lady from Crossbell. What a commendable spirit you have.
I agree. You seem every bit the earnest, cheerful young woman Rean told us you were.
What else did he say about me?
He told us you never give up even when all seems lost, and act like a shining beacon of light to those around you. It seems he really depends on you.
That's really flattering to hear.
He also said that you're really good as an evade tank.
But also really embarrassing to hear in front of my classmates.
You're not the only one going red.
How are you not completely desensitized to the things you say by now?
I feel a little jealous, truth be told.
Anyway, I've had my turn now. Last up is you.
Altina Orion.
This could be an awkward reunion, since she did kidnap Elise back in the second game.
You okay, Allie?
I'm the one who abducted Elise and the princess during the Northern Jaegers' attack on Ymir 2 years ago. Altina, I know I have no right to even be here after the harm my actions caused you. But since I have this opportunity, I am so terribly sorry for what I did.
That must really have been eating away at her.
Please, raise your head. You were but a child following orders, and you did nothing to harm either of them. You need not feel any guilt for your actions.
Still,
there's something I would like to say to you as well. Thank you, Altina.
Or what?
I hear you were always at Rean's side during the year he was fulfilling the government's demands after the Civil War. I'm truly grateful he had you to support him.
I was just following orders then, too.
Even so.
Besides, you're not here today because you were ordered to be, are you?
That's true. I'm part of Class VII because I chose to be and want to be.
Aww.
Our class wouldn't be the same without you.
Then you have no reason not to feel completely welcome here. You're a lucky man to have so many wonderful students, Rean.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Well, I think that's enough talking for now. Let's say you all to some lunch. You've had quite a long journey. You must all be starving. Now you mention it. That's true, we did set out for our early. Thank you for your kindness. I can't wait to sample the culinary delights of our instructor's home. I'll have everything ready as soon as I can. I gathered some excellent pheasant meat during my morning hunt. You're going to love it. You went out hunting first thing in the morning. Someone must have been fired up. Your parents are such wonderful people. Tell me about it. Oh, that was delicious. I knew the meat would be fresh, but your garden-raised vegetables were delicious as well, Lady Schwarzer. That meal was the perfect balance of rustic and flavorful. And they weren't being stingy about the portions either. I've never tasted a wild strawberry tart as fine as that. The tea afterwards was first-rate too. I actually think I might have eaten a bit too much. I'm just happy we could satisfy you all. Alright, wait, we'll get out of your way now. But if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to call on us. Thank you. So, Major, now that I've got a chance to ask, there's one thing I've been wondering. Why exactly do you call us here? All Principal Aurelia told us is that we're here for a special assignment. Whatever it is, it clearly concerns the RMP2. I understand your curiosity, and naturally there's good reason why you are the only class here. However, I'm afraid it's not my place to elaborate. So someone else will be telling us. Regardless, it will be a little while longer before everything is ready. You haven't been home for 6 months, Rean, so why don't you take the chance to walk around Ymir while you wait? I imagine the rest of you would enjoy the opportunity to take in the sights too. Huh, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Most of you have never been here before, so how about I show you all around? I must admit, this is rather tempting. But instructor, it's rare that you're afforded the chance to come back here. There must be things you want to do without us. Yeah, we can show ourselves around, no problem. It's not like we're babies, you know. We'll all be ready. We'll be all right on our own. Well, if you insist. I appreciate the sentiment, but it kind of stinks to be shot down like that. But I guess I'll do what they say and go see how everyone Ymir's doing. Carrying over bonds. Choose to carry over clear data from Cold Steel 4. The bonds Rean has formed will be carried over as well. If Rean forms a special bond with a female character, that character will be marked with a heart symbol and join the party, with a higher link level than normal. You can also take the chance to change which character you want Rean to have form a special bond with, without replaying Trails of Cold Steel 4. You can rewrite the past. Choose which character Rean form a special bond with. Okay, the character you choose here will receive a bonus link experience. If you choose the character with a heart symbol, the bonus will be further increased. Sarah. All the characters who reach maximum bond level of Rean, the clear data you carry over will start. We marked with a star symbol, and will start with a higher link level. All characters you select here will receive bonus link EXP, but only those marked with a star symbol will receive a full additional link level. Okay, the characters you choose here will receive bonus link experience. As long as you not uncheck any characters marked with a star symbol, they will also receive this experience. Okay, confirm everyone. Rean special summon gain link experience. The characters Rean form a bond with gain link experience. You choose to carry over clear data from Cold Steel 4. The characters marked with heart and star symbols will gain additional link experience. You gain additional link experience for carrying over Trails of Cold Steel 4 clear data. So good to be back home. It's just a shame we won't be able to walk around here, just the two of us. Are we gonna have to do this with every single new game Rean appears in, just carry over and over again? Huh, it'd be nice to share a drink with Sarah someday with a view. One of these days, I'm sure. Anyway, I should get going. It might be worth checking in on the artists if I run into them too. Receive a bonus for linking your Cold Steel 3 and Cold Steel 4 save data. You receive a bonus for finishing Cold Steel 4. That's a lot. Hero's Testament, Lionheart's Grand Cordon. I don't see any evasion stuff, dang it. But auto CP up might be nice. Okay. Kurt has a good base evade rate. And I think his Master Quartz has something to do with evasion. Serious. Okay, but only... I don't think I get the evasion boost until I level it up. Probably. This actually shows stats from the other routes. Yeah, this is really weird. The first two bosses of Rean's route did not get a speed boost from Abyss mode, but former Governor General Rufus did get the boost. Which is why he had so many turns, which only made his disorder even worse. Ugh. And apparently Rean's boss is supposed to be even worse. Or at least make it so the Abyss mode has the enemies drop like 10 times more step to compensate. Oh yeah, I spent some time in the city recently. I was working at a super fancy hotel in Ruhr. All I had to do was say I worked here at the Phoenix Wings and they hired me on the spot. This place has some real brand value. Well, it's connected to the Imperial family after all. It's no surprise everyone in the industry knows of it. So congratulations. I know you've always wanted to work in a big hotel in the city, so I'm glad you finally pulled it off. But that raises the question of what you're doing back here. Well, there's a story behind that. At first I was loving it. It felt so fresh and exciting. But after a while I started feeling like I didn't belong. Everyone who came in looked so tired too. And they just check out without ever really saying hi or anything. So it was hard to know if they had the relaxing stay I wanted them to, you know? I felt like there was something missing. So that's why I came back here. I guess Ymir is where you really belong after all. You just didn't know it. You're probably right. It just feels like kind of a shame. Either way, I feel like visiting the city chilled me out a bit, so I'm just going to take things at my own pace from now on. So if you need anything, just let me know, okay? I'll be right here. I will. Thanks, Maple. Elise came back for a short while, but she looked as busy as ever. I suppose she wants to do what she can to support Princess Alpha now that she's resumed her royal business. She hasn't told me that directly, but that's more or less what I've heard too, yeah. It makes sense, especially since Her Highness likely still has plenty on her plate. Yes, I suppose so, poor princess. It's strange, the Swordsmans have long maintained good relations with the Imperial household. It was never her intention to force the two of you to carry that on. Yet somehow Elise still naturally gravitated towards Her Highness. From what I understand, you seem to be rather friendly with her as well, is that right? Or I suppose, she's always been kind and gracious to me, at the very least. Even with the war behind us, the Imperial family continues to endure difficulties of their own. I hope we can find a way to help them. I can tell from the way your students look at you that you're doing a good job as their instructor. As your father, I couldn't be more happy and proud of you to see us, son. Thanks, Dad. That means a lot coming from you. But being a teacher is not so different from being a baron, you know? Both involve fostering the growth of those who look to you for guidance, such that they may grow ever stronger and self-sustaining. When you put it like that, I can see what you mean. You definitely are always supporting everyone around here. Exactly. That's why I figure if you were ever to inherit my position sometime down the line, I know it would be in good hands. That's a conversation for another day, I think. Oh, I can rest here. Please tell me to get 100 CP, at least. Yes. Good, I have free healing. Now I can use that to grind, hopefully. Wait. Did not give me back all my CP? What? Huh? Something ain't right here. What the heck? This bed's a lie. Is my bed just like really shitty compared to Lloyd's bed? Huh? That doesn't seem right. Wait, why does he still have spirit unification?
Oh, nothing says I'm home quite like the clean taste of Ymir's air.
I'm home, Badu. Glad to see you still got that puppy pep in your step. Have you been helping Dad when he goes out hunting? I'm sure he's really happy to have you. Woof woof. Are you looking after Arthur, Gizmo? Will you like a hand? Oh, I'll be quite alright. You haven't been home in quite some time, so I'm sorry you were able to rest. Thanks, that's really considerate of you. I spent a lot of time on horseback over the past few years. When thinking back, it's thanks to Arthur that I was able to learn to ride at all. I remember how you struggled to get on his back when you were just a boy. That was so long ago now. I can feel memories falling back. It's no small journey to hear from Crossbell, so I need to make the most of my trip. My number one goal is crossing the Isengard Range, I think. That's a huge goal for her now tenor. She must be really sure of herself. I just hope I don't get stranded for more than 3 days on the way across. I'm not in a hurry to get stuck for more than 10 again. Yeesh. Or maybe not. Either way, she's a tough one. I'll give her that.
And there's the footbath. Sounds like just the thing after having such a hearty meal.
Enjoying the footbath, P2? We certainly are. It must be wonderful having a place like this in the middle of your village. It's one of Ymir's biggest selling points, to be sure. If you don't mind, I think I might join you. Oh, this really warms you up. Hopefully this recovers you beyond the 100 CP. It truly does. I can feel all my fatigue just fading away too. It's strange how effective it is, given how little of your body is actually inside of it. So what were the two of you talking about before I came over? You, actually. Me? Specifically, we're talking about that power of yours. The curse's influence has completely disappeared as a result of the final rivalry, but your specific power still remains, correct? Yes, see that originally gave it to me is gone. But the power itself has developed to a point where it's essentially its own thing now. The spirit unification. Oh, but there's no need to worry. I've got it largely under control now. Largely implies there's still the possibility you may lose control of it. I can't deny that, but I'm still devoting myself to making sure it doesn't happen. It isn't that we don't trust you. We simply don't trust your unfortunate habit of choosing to sacrifice yourself at the drop of a hat. I heard that the first time you lost control of your power was here in Ymir, because you were trying to protect Elise from a ferocious monster on the path behind the village. Found out about that, huh? So I'm afraid that's just who I am. I can't promise I won't endanger myself for those I care about again, and Elise isn't the only one that's true for. Your perspective is logical in theory, but those who make such sacrifices don't understand just how painful they can be for those they mean to protect. Especially when they leave you completely alone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Besides, she came back in the end, so I have plenty of time to punish her for what she did. And I'm sure you mean to thank her for what she did. Incorrect.
Anyway, I want you to keep watching over me, Instructor. There's still so much I have to learn from you. So I won't let you just disappear. I won't let you leave me.
I won't leave you, don't worry. On a not entirely dissimilar note, when will we be going on the date you promised me, Instructor? Wait, what date? This is the first I'm hearing of this. Because I never promised anything like that. I can't believe you would simply forget. You agreed to it before our exams last month. Wait, is this an actual flashback? It's almost time for the end of term exams. You really did make a promise, Rean, seriously? It's been a wild year, but I want each of you to prepare properly so you can show off the results of all your hard work. You in particular, Muse. There's no need to hide your talents anymore. I want you to give us everything you've got. Instructor, that's a tough ask. But if you promise to give me a reward, I might be able to make that happen. You really are a handful, but let's see. If you manage to take the number one spot on the combined rankings of the main campus, I'll happily treat you to a meal. Sure enough, she placed at the top of the rankings without breaking a sweat. Ada must have been furious at placing second. Hey, what can I say? Love triumphs overall. Plus, Cedric kind of dropped out in the end, so he wasn't there to affect the rankings.
So, I did what I promised I would, Instructor. Don't you think I deserve a word of praise for my accomplishments?
Can't argue with that. Your motives are worth a raised eyebrow, but you did really well. So, well done, Muse. I'm proud of you.
You have no idea how it makes me feel to hear you say that.
And I suppose a promise is a promise. When we are done here in Ymir, I'll make time for us to go for our meal. Is that acceptable? Yeah, I can hardly wait to spend a whole day with you and get dinner at the end. You're pretending to mishear me on purpose, aren't you? Those exams were a small price to pay to go on the date with the man of my dreams. I can place it in any position you desire, from top again all the way down to the bottom. And you can deliberately rank bottom? Well, luck would factor in that one, so I'd have to say bottom free to be certain. It's like competing against someone playing by entirely different rules. Coming in here has gotten rid of my physical fatigue, but my mental fatigue has really jumped up to take its place. Yeah, if you want to, if you actually do want to get a 0 on a multiple choice exam, you actually have to know. You actually have to be careful not to accidentally pick the correct answer. That would mean you have to have significant knowledge of the subject to begin with. I think I'm going to get out. What about you two? We'll stay in here a little longer. We solved the issue of your obsession with your sister to discuss. Now I'm really leaving. That didn't even give me any CP, did it? I feel ripped off. Oh, Rean. You're looking well, Alf. I'm not even close to well. Master Kapai hasn't been here in ages. I've been waiting with his favorite alcohol and snacks for him to show up, but he never comes. I want to study under him so badly, too. Well, Master Kapai is nothing if not capricious, unfortunately. Although, even if he were to come back, I'm not sure Alf should hope on studying under him. But hoping isn't going to do him any harm, I suppose. Please tell me you sell good stuff. Lord Rean, you're home, eh? How are things at the school? Really busy as we prepare for the new school year, but super fulfilling. How are things going here, Leo? Same old, same old. You just see how my wife is, right? Are you going to be sticking around for long? I'll handle all your ornament modifications and weapon upgrade needs. Thanks a lot. Oh, before I forget, have you heard that Arcus 2 got an update? Yeah, the Reinford group got in touch with us. They had to release a patch as well. I heard the slots got a boost. Correct, you can strengthen them up to a third stage now, allowing for the insertion of even more powerful quartz. I actually got a sample from the RF group. It's yours if you want to see how it works. After strengthening a slot with the Sepith, you should be able to plug the quartz in. Here you are in all elemental Sepith 150. Thank you for everything. No need for thanks, I'm just happy to see you again. Since you're home and all, make sure you get some R&R. Of course. But only someone with a water slot would be able to handle use that, and ugh. It's gonna be too expensive to upgrade any slots right now. I just focus on making a decent evade tank setup. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. I'm just gonna have to grind off screen, even if I have to delay the video a few years. Looking to grab a souvenir. Yeah, for my family. Oh, and for Jessica and Luis as well. This place sells all kinds of rare stuff. It kind of reminds me of Neo Suion Imports. They both carry Eastern goods, it's true. Since a lot of their stuff comes from the Republic, they were out of stock last year. But now things are finally back to normal. Thank goodness that the trade has recovered. Agreed. What is it, Instructor? Nothing, just thought you'd be more nice today. You're surprisingly calm. I mean, today's. The sang ceremony in Crossbell, yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. There's a part of me that wants to be home for such a monumental occasion. But I feel kind of left out if I was the only one who didn't get to come to Ymir. I belong to Class VII. Yuna. By the way, I heard something from Randy. He told me you played a big part in Operation Liberate Crossbell last month. Oh, it wasn't that big a deal. I just helped loading the artist a teeny bit. Hey, are you really okay with staying at the branch campus? It's the end of the school year, so you should have been able to transfer back to Crossbell like Randy. Heck, I bet they'd love to have you back to the police academy. So you want me gone then? No, that's not what Hey, I'm just messing with you. It's true that I regret not being able to properly graduate from the police academy. But right now, my time on the branch campus is even more important. I said it earlier, it's where I belong. I see.
And you know, I like being with you, Instructor. I didn't mean that in a weird way.
I know. There's still a lot I want to teach you, too.
Good, because I'm all ears.
Anyway, everything I've learned at Forest is sure to be useful in the future. Whereas for myself, were to help strengthen the relationship between Crossbell and the Empire. I'm going to be counting on you to teach me the good stuff, instructor. You have yourself a deal. Better get that brain of yours ready. Well, if it isn't Rean, welcome back. Long time no see, Camilla. You look well. What's that? I look young and my complexion is perfect, you sweet talker. Hey, you really haven't changed. Oh, come on now, that's not true. I've been in business lately. Speaking of which, have you heard about this? It's Lake Lord's newest fishing gear. I ordered way too many sets. And then on top of that, they sent me new routes and parts as a bonus. Care to take them off my hands? Are you sure? Of course, I'm sure stuff would be much better used in the hands of a knowledgeable fisherman like you. Okay. Well, this is a lot. Thank you so much. But, what my fishing upgrades from Lloyd's route, do they get combined if they ever join forces? No need for thanks, I just like seeing you happy. I'll be running the shop as usual, so feel free to drop in whenever. Will do. Fishing, it's starting to warm up a little, so it's the perfect time to cast a line in the mountain stream. I should give it a whirl once I have some free time. By the way, Rean, do you have a moment? What is it, Camilla? That girl looking at her sock over there is pretty cute. Is she your girlfriend? She's one of my students, actually. Ah, from your school? You certainly seem quite close. I figured you'd brought your girlfriend home with you. Well, we've been through hell and back together, so... I wonder who you'll bring home next. Someone from your class, or perhaps Princess Alphen? Camilla. Okay. Moonless Morn. 2 more chapters, that's a lot. 2 chapters at once. Hey there, Luke. Thanks for renting the cable car to bring us all up here. It's my pleasure. We're all glad to have you back home. It's been a long half a year without you around. How long are you planning on staying this time? I'm actually not sure myself. Major Claire was the one who made all the arrangements for this trip. Oh, odd she wouldn't tell you. But well, I'm sure she has a reason. She did so much for us during the Civil War. I know you can trust her. In fact, I should go and greet her myself. Sounds like she wants to just set me up for a tutorial fight, which is gonna require me to grind for endgame setups. Heh, clearly time hasn't made you any less kind-hearted. Why is snow so white? Why is there hot water outdoors? Why? Tell me. Well, it's because this village is known for its hot springs. But why? Listen, weren't you about to go shopping? Oh, you're right. I'm doing mommy shopping for today so she doesn't have to. Be careful, right? I will accompany you to this shop entrance. The scenery here is truly spectacular. It sure is. I've lived most of my life and I'm still not tired of it. It's just a shame it doesn't last all year. Once the snow's gone, that's it. So I'm sure it's just replaced by the equally unique beauty of another season. You're not wrong there. You're more than welcome to visit again another season if you want to see. I liked it that very much. Do you once practice your swordsmanship here? Sort of. It was further up the mountain, to be specific. Master Kafai and I spent about a month living out in the wilderness while he trained me intensively. Interesting. I've heard the Arsaid school does a similar thing. Perhaps it's an Eastern manner of training that the Arsaids later adopted. It's true that Eastern martial arts emphasize becoming one with nature, but I think in my case it was just because Master Kafai believed it to be effective. Securing food to eat and a place to sleep every day was hard enough, but sometimes he would even set monsters on me. Thinking back, I had to do some crazy stuff to make it through in one piece. And you're a glutton for punishment. I sure to think of what you must have gone through. Ouch, is that how you see me? Forgive me, I didn't mean for it to come across quite so rudely. Still, perhaps I should try training in the mountains myself. I apologize if I'm assuming wrongly here, but are you feeling frustrated with your progress? Oh no, I'm not. No, I suppose you're right. I'm happy to lend an ear for something you wanted to talk about. Alright then. This isn't a new concern of mine, but something that was reminded when we were introducing ourselves to your parents. You and Altina have grown significantly since I first met them. And not just them, the same could be said for Ash, Muse, and the rest of the students of the Academy. They all matured significantly in a year since we all enrolled. But then there's me. I feel like don't feel like I've grown all that much at all. I continue to train every day and do feel as though I'm improving. I'm just a little frustrated by the pace. I think you only feel that way because you're more capable than most. What do you mean? In other words, you expect more of yourself than most people do. You put your bar for success so high, it's only natural it's going to be harder to surpass it. That's just reality. That makes it sound as if I got barely any room for improvement. That's definitely not the case. It's going to be a little more difficult for you to make significant progress than before, but you've been overcoming that for a while. Last year you faced up against Prince Cedric and overcame many trials before that, but never in a one-on-one fight. I'm surprised those two did not get a one-on-one fight at all in the previous game. But you weren't content to rest on your laurels. In the 6 months since, you've never stopped working to better yourself. I think you're the only one who can't see how much progress you've made. As your instructor, I know better than anyone just how much you've improved. So have confidence in yourself, Kurt. Thank you, instructor. Of course, don't take that as me telling you to be content with how you are and just stop trying. I wouldn't dream of it. I have no intention of slowing my pace, at least not until I've surpassed you. Wow, sounds like I've got a good reason to keep burying myself then. Well, I'm going to get going. We have the Phoenix Wings to ourselves today. I'd recommend you take the chance to relax in the hot springs while you're at it. That sounds wonderful. I might stay here a moment to collect my thoughts and then head over. Nice to see you, Rean. Welcome back. It's been, what, 6 months since I last saw you? Gosh, you're right. It's good to see you, sister. Did Elise come home with you by any chance? No, not this time, unfortunately. I'm actually here on forest business. I wish you could have seen my sister, but I did bring my students along with me for what it's worth. Did you? That's wonderful. Hey, what's so funny? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking about how great it is that little Rean has grown up to be a teacher of a flock of his own. Well, when you put it like that, now I feel sheepish. And I'm so grateful for everything you did. I can only hope I do you proud, sister. Well, that reminds me, will you be willing to conduct a Sunday school class for the children sometime? I'm sure they would all love to learn from you. She wants me to come in for Sunday school, huh? That reminds me of a similar request I did before. Sure, I'd love to teach them something. I'll let you know if I have time for it. Great, no rush whatsoever. Whatever day works for you will be just perfect. I can't wait to see what wisdom you impart to the young ones. Rean, I didn't realize you were back home. Even all the way up here, we've heard all about your exploits. Everyone in the village is impressed and proud of you. You're too kind, father. Though to be honest, I wouldn't call what I did all that impressive. The war may have ended quickly, but it's left deep scars. There's still a lot of difficult work for the Empire to do. Perhaps, even just a few short months, Erebonia's recovery has made remarkable progress. Economic activity has resumed after stagnating, and bilateral relations with our neighbors have reawakened. Well, I've heard some places are even doing better than they were before the war exceeded this armament. What we're seeing is a taste of peace. Peace that the people deeply desired. That's not nothing, Rean, and must be cherished. You're right, father. Thanks for putting it all in perspective. I needed that. Master Rean, so good to see you. Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was just a little preoccupied. It's good to see you too. Is something bothering you? Oh, it's not a big deal, really. It's just, well, a customer of the Phoenix Wings confessed to me the other day. What? As in romantically? That's not right. That's right. He asked if I would be willing to date him. At the end of the last year, a noble who came here to recuperate after a war proposed to me too. It happened so many times lately that it's starting to wear me down a little. She's a kind, pretty woman, so I understand why she'd be popular, but that's a lot of pressure to deal with on a regular basis. If she were to accept, the purple I've known all my life would actually leave Ymir. The passage of time is a scary thing. Valley Zeko. We've got lots of guests today. Looks like our visitors are than us, huh? Yeah, a family of nobles and a strange woman. The noble party is a family of free and their maid. Things are getting rowdy around here. The weird lady's here by herself and apparently wants to hike up into the mountains. She looks so happy about it. I can't imagine why. Hey, you're pretty observant, Kiki. Chalk up to years of people watching. There's not much else to do around here, so I've gotten pretty good at noticing things. Yo, Rean, when you get back? Just today, actually. Already hitting the sauce more. It's the middle of the day. And what a bright and clear day it is. It's been nothing but snow up until last week. Thankfully, it's mostly melted now. I've got a drink up as a treat for getting through the whole freezing ordeal. Gaha. It kind of feels like you just keep coming up with ways to excuse your constant drinking. Hey, how about sharing a bottle with me? Not really a fan of day drinking myself. Well, look who's back. Glad to see you're doing well, Rean. Likewise, you're in as good a mood as ever, Gerald. I can see why. You've got quite a few customers for this time of year. Right, after the war ended, hardly anyone was coming in. Looks like things are finally getting back to normal. Since tensions between the neighboring nations have calmed down a bit, we're getting even more guests than usual. Nothing beats times of peace. You've got that right. Now then, since you're here and all, how about I teach you one of your recipes? You mean one of your secret dishes? Are you sure about this, Gerald? Of course. You all use recipe books too, right? If you jot down one of my specials, you'll be able to prepare it whenever you want. Here, help yourself. Recipe for one of my specials and the ingredients to whip it up. Tricolor onigiri and 3 sets of ingredients. The ingredients as well. Really, this is much too kind. I don't get to see you as often as I like, so let me at least do this much. I know you're keeping playing busy out there, but take care of yourself and make sure you're eating right. Of course, I'll take that to heart. I don't know what to do with myself. Is Linda going to be okay? Wow, there's nothing to worry about. She's only just went out to peruse the shops. But this is her first time going shopping on her own. Claire will be of her part away, right? I'm sure she'll be fine. You say that, but will she really be able to pick out something nice about me there? What if she forgets what to buy or pays too much or too little? Oh, you can't take this. Oh, you're such a worrywart, Helena. What are you up to over there, Ash? Nothing much, just wandering around. But man, there sure is a lot of snow left down this way. Well, we don't generally use this path, so there's no point in removing any of the snow that builds up here. It just stays until it melts. Guess it makes sense if you've got the cable car anyway. Something on your mind? Kinda. A while back I heard someone talking about a sport you can basically only do on the snowy mountain. Snowboarding? Just can't remember the name though. Snowboarding? That's the one. Is that minigame going to return? Do I have to clear records and such? Heard something about using a special board to ride all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. Figure there's gotta be enough snow here to do it, right? I'm thrilled you're so interested in snowboarding. That would be a really bad idea. Why? You're gonna tell me, ooh, Ash, most of the snow's already melted. You're gonna die a horrible death or something. Well, screw that. Life's no fun without a bit of risk. To be fair, you did hit most of what I was gonna say, but yeah, there's no chance I'll let you snowboard in this. Ugh, lame. If you really want to give snowboarding a try, though, you're more than welcome to come back here in the winter. I'll even teach you myself, so that means no snowboarding minigame. Wow, so I'd surpass you in no time flat. I'd like to see you try. I'll have you know I'm at the top of the leaderboards for every course here. Man, when you get hooked on something, you really do get hooked, huh? But don't forget, I'm from Raquel. I grew up gambling to put food on the table. There ain't a game I can't win. I'm not afraid to embarrass you on your own turf. Well, that sounds like a challenge to me. Can't wait to see who comes out on top. Just remember that you're not allowed to bet anything on the outcome unless we do it after you graduate. But you and your damn rules.
I've gotten so used to spring everywhere else that the cold here's got me feeling like it's still winter. Think I might take that advice I gave to Kurt and soak in the hot spring.
You don't have any speed-based shit, you jerk. How the fuck am I supposed to prepare in this route? This route sucks. I can't even do any trading shit. How am I supposed to make an evade tank setup? I just realized I'm actually completely boned. That's so unequal, the resources I have access to. Like, what the hell? Kagemaru Sash? That's my only evasion gear? That's pathetic. 2% is like nothing. So, stop exploring the village and take a dip in the hot springs. I don't really have a choice, do I? No way to grind unless I do this. Shit. It looks like someone got here before me. Maybe it's Kurt.
Major? I'm sorry. I wouldn't have come in if I'd known you were here.
Is that you, Rean? Why don't you come into the water? You must be cold standing there. We haven't had a chance to talk in quite some time.
True. We're long overdue for a talk. Well, if you're comfortable with it, then I'd love to.
Dad mentioned how the RMP must be really busy now. How are you holding up? You aren't overworking yourself, are you? Thank you for your concern, but please put that worry out of your mind. My work sometimes comes with unexpected benefits, like being able to visit the hot springs here, for instance. I suppose that's true. The RMP is being restructured and having its military capacity downsized at the same time, so I can't deny that I'm busy. But that's true for so many areas right now. I don't like I have a right to complain. What do you mean by being restructured? Does this relate to how the RMP and the Intelligence Division don't answer directly to the government anymore? Yes, because of that, we aren't going to have the kind of freedom we used to. But I believe that we'll still be able to protect the people of Erebonia in a different way than the army, like before. I see. The RMP isn't being rolled into the army, though, right? Correct, although that possibility was being considered at one point. In the end, it didn't happen, thanks in part to General Van Dyke and Provisional Government Head Regnets. It's not impossible that it could lead to a power struggle in the future, unfortunately. But I believe the Empire needs something with a chain of command separate from the army that can serve as a deterrent. To avoid power gathering in one place again, you mean? Exactly. Force and its graduates, myself included, are expected to serve as another kind of deterrent as well. The reason being that the school students and teachers alike exert influence in various fields and have all kinds of connections. I see. As someone charged with helping raise the next generation of Force students, I suddenly feel even more pressure. Yeah, as you should. We're all counting on you.
By the way, Rean.
Yes?
This feels very overdue, but I wanted to thank you.
For what?
For all you did during the rivalries. For all you did for Milliam, for facing me head on, and for granting His Excellency's true wish. Mere words feel woefully insufficient given all you've done. But I also didn't want my gratitude to go unspoken.
That's very kind, but you really didn't have to. I was just doing what I wanted to do, and I couldn't have done it alone.
That's about what I expected you'd say.
This might sound kind of sappy, but I feel like it was worth it all just to see you smile again.
You really are oblivious to how you sound sometimes. Jokes and thanks aside, there's something I wanted to ask you too.
What is it?
Are you truly happy right now, Rean?
Of course I am. Busy, certainly. But I am happy. I still can't believe we made it through the Great Twilight. We even got Crow and Milliam back. I was hoping there was a way we wouldn't lose them, obviously. But deep down, I had already given up and braced for the inevitable. It wasn't without some goodbyes. But it's all over now. And I can still be with everyone I care about. Which includes you, of course. The joy I feel about that hasn't gone anywhere.
I'm glad to hear that. Still, there's a difference between being happy over something and you yourself being happy. You went through a lot during the Great Twilight, including having to say farewell to your father. Despite living in fear you would disappear or lose your friends, you came out the other side with victory in hand. You, Rean, persevered to save us all. And I can believe that's made you happy, yes. As much as I can believe that happiness continues to cast a punishing shadow over you. Am I wrong?
I'm speechless. You really can see right through me. You're right. I'm still not sure how to handle the happiness I feel. I know it's there. I'm just not sure how to truly accept it. All the people who died on the first day of the war did so because I made the Great Twilight happen. Do I even deserve to be happy when they can't be? Or forgiven for what I did?
It may not be my place to say this, but I think you're the only one who can decide that.
I suppose you're right.
I know how you feel, because I'm in exactly the same position. You were concerned earlier that I might be overworking myself. For me, I'm just trying to atone for my sins by throwing myself into my work.
Major, that can't be good for...
Don't worry. I can calculate how far I can go as well as any number. I'm taking care not to cross the line into self-sacrifice. It's tempting, though. Every time I achieve something to make Erebonia's future better or see you and Milliam's smiling faces, I get a little closer to forgiving myself. It's not something I can do overnight. It's every moment I can justify forgiveness, no matter how small it is, that gets me one step closer. As long as I don't falter, I'm sure I'll be able to like myself again one day.
That's a mature way of going about it.
Far from it. I'm duplicitous to a fault.
I wonder if I
don't think my approach will work for you. You're much too sincere to go tricking yourself into feeling anything other than how you feel. I know it won't be easy for you. Just, I hope you can let yourself be happy.
Easier said than done, I'm afraid.
Maybe. But if you let it elude you forever, I'll always be one good deed short of being able to fully forgive myself.
What am I even supposed to say to that?
I did call myself duplicitous.
At any rate, you'll catch colds just standing around like that, you know? Why don't the three of you come in and join us in the water? I suspected we wouldn't be able to evade your notice. For what's worth, I did feel kind of guilty listening in. We didn't hear all of your conversation, though. Please don't worry on that count. And it's on me for not watching what I said in a public place. Instructor Claire really is amazing. All I end up doing is letting our instructor listen to my problems. I couldn't possibly help with his. You okay, Yuna? Yeah, I suspect she's thinking about how she would like to watch your back. How much should we like to watch your back? Much like I once said. As if I was thinking such a... Wait, you did what now? How untoward of you both. Listen, you aren't going to deny the allegations I see. Listen, there was a very good reason for what happened. After Rean was taken to task for his past transgressions, Kurt and Ash came to join everyone in the spring. The group then enjoyed a relaxing time together, letting the soothing waters melt their stresses away, if only for a moment. Oh, that felt amazing. I'm jealous you've had a place like this so close by all your life, Instructor. Yeah, I get why you're so addicted to hot springs now. I knew you'd all come to understand in time. Well, if everyone's sufficiently rested, I think it's about time we departed. Are you all ready? You mean... Here it comes. I take it you're finally going to enlighten us as to why we're summoned here. We're going out into the valley, I assume. Correct, please follow me. You'll have all your answers soon enough. Okay, open a party menu. Change your team, automatically equip weapons, armor, and courts. And also change your team in battle using D-pad right. Yeah, I have to swap them out if they force me to use a bad formation. Claire's in a party, but I thought she was the boss. Well, let's see. She gets Kaleido to get... Wait, wasn't Kaleido a ward type before? Weird. But at least I'm getting more separate from attacks and crafts. Well, no, it isn't Rean in my days. A veritable bevy of beauties. You've got quite a group of gorgeous women with you. Don't tell me you're involved with all of them. Pardon? Ahem, that's not exactly incorrect as far as I'm concerned. I'll just leave that to your imagination. No, we just have a standard student-teacher relationship. Oh, my apologies then. But judging by these reactions, I feel bad for Elise. Why is she bringing up Elise now? Yo, did you just hear him? Yeah, this way I don't even know who to feel bad for anymore. It's been a while since I last visited Ymir, but everyone seems as kind as ever. Wait, oh, we don't get chapters 1 and 2 anymore because those are still stuck with Lloyd. Are you Matagi? Chunlan had been stuck with struck in unease with that was what was happening on Mount White Crown was only the start of something bigger, which was also why the simple question struck him so. He wasn't sure how she, a clear-foreign girl from somewhere very distant, had immediately recognized him as a Matagi when even the local lands had long forgotten how to make the distinction. His features held no particular tells, nor did his clothes. Not even his sharpshooting was anything he felt different enough to reveal he was of a Fang people. There was no reason he hesitated. Did he have the right to call himself a Matagi? The girl tilted her head with curiosity as she waited for Chunlan's answer. Knowing this to be no time for ambiguity, he nodded. I knew it. She appeared to mean that. For the first time since the ordeal, she expressed a small warm smile. How do you know? I met one of you a long time ago, a vagabond. This too struck Chunlan. Some Matagi were vagabonds back during their golden age, but now most remained close to the village. So few among them traveled that he was certain he would have known who she was talking about right away if it were true. Of course, it could have been one acting as a hired gun or Jaeger while still telling her heritage to make a name for himself. He couldn't know, however, so he decided to dismiss the topic in favor of their situation at hand. What was happening in this mountain? The wolves weren't the only oddity. Surely he could sense it, leaving his body a hair tense and ready to go into fight or flight. Well, we've put some distance between us and the wolves. I'd say we gave him a slip, but Chunlan intended to invite the girl to the village, but she already started walking. Hold on a minute, you should... Thanks for the help, but now that I've used this, I need to hurry, and I wouldn't have just been around here for fun. I'm meeting someone. The girl clasped a cylindrical trinket hanging from her neck, tempting Chunlan's eyes to observe it closely. He traced a small symbols etched all along the thing, it being a bit larger than the flute, and it brought to mind the sudden fog that had helped him escape the wolves. I know this is a strange question, but did you have anything to do with the fog? How about if we start with where you're coming or going? I sure wouldn't mind having a Matagi with me, so I won't say no if you are. She asked to him, naturally following her without him realizing it. This had less to do with curiosity on his part and more to do with a need to see if she was safe. An instinctive habit that was less than helpful and more patronizing and unnecessary. We'll see, he responded, though he still continued to accompany her. There was something about this girl. The way her calm demeanor felt more tightened and relaxed. That led him to believe she fell back into some kind of corner. Was this because of what happened so far, or what could stand to happen in the future? Mount White Crown responded with silence to his inner musings. How much should I tell you, croaked the girl as she looked down at the cylindrical trinket. It was more statement than a genuine question. It was strange for her lips to remain tight, Chunlan thought, after he had already witnessed her gamble in the flesh. But there was no forcing it out of her if she wanted to remain silent as the mountain. How about we start with who you are? I'm Chunlan Eisen. Chunlan is fine. I'm a Matagi, like you said. His gaze dropped from her to the muzzle loader in his hands. Well, I'm Seiyu, she responded. Unlike Chunlan, her gaze remained fixed on him, her voice never lacking in confidence. As for who I am, I'm a woodland wanderer. What is that? The name of your people? I've never heard of them before, but then maybe they aren't local. He already knew she was a foreigner, but this absolutely confirmed that she was from somewhere far, far away. We're not really from anywhere. Every day we wander the woods and hills. You could say the journey itself is our home. Ah, so nomadic people then. Where are the rest of you? Someone came up, so I had to go solo for a bit. She stopped. The person I'm meeting is actually one of us. His fuse is short and he's a little too overprotective for his own good, so I'm not exactly jumping for joy over it. Seiyu then turned to look at Chunlan, awaiting his definitive response. Though she hadn't said it out loud, he knew that this was the point of going one way or the other for him. Did he want to make certain she was well and get more answers, or did he want to turn back and deem this a passing meeting between odd strangers? Chunlan also slowed to a meek stop. What use could he be to her, really? He couldn't even say he was Matagi out loud. But someone so indecisive really proved to be a dwarf in whatever lay up ahead? She was in a hurry, Seiyu had said, but she still waited patiently for a new companion to wrestle of his thoughts. Against his doubts, the desire to ensure safety was slowly winning out, as it so often did, but silence stretched as he failed to put anything into words. As this went on, there was a subtle shift in the wind coursing through them, the sign of a snowstorm on the horizon. I think Chunlan began before stopping himself short. Both he and Seiyu felt the oncoming storm, only to also realize it was no simple storm. It was a beast. The echoing, deafening roar that they heard next made it clear something supernatural was drawing near, causing Chunlan to draw in a sharp breath in surprise. He had felt its presence before. There's no way he could ever forget it. No way he could mistake that ferocity. It's been years since he saw a beast, but the very wave of its existence was enough to be carried by the wind. Seiyu's response was not one of surprise but of action. She looked down at her cylindrical trinket, which seemed to pulsate with light as the beast's roar reached her ears. It's resonating. What's right about this mountain? There's no need to answer out loud now. They both knew in that moment that they were after the same thing. After sharing an understanding glance, they took off riding up a nearby hill, heading straight toward the invisible storm. The closer they edged into their target, the brighter Seiyu's trinket glowed. First the word fog and now this, Chunlan thought toward the ever-glowing light. Just what is this thing, and why is it reacting to the beast? Or why did an object from the foreign land react to a local beast from his own past? His thoughts continued. I never thought I'd meet it again like this. I suppose Adios must have a plan in mind. After a few moments of a dead sprint, it appeared before them, dominating their field of view. Despite the tense arches separating them, they could feel both the overwhelming wild force of its presence. It stood with the peak of Mount Whitecrown behind it. Overlooking its surroundings, it formed the very image of a king surveying his domain. It was a giant bear, easily dwarfing any other most had ever seen, surrounded by a cloak of lightning. Every few moments, firework-like bursts of electricity would crackle off its blue-white fur to display the immense power pressurites within that was eager to surge without. The light given off by its flashes of power surrounded it like a halo, providing a contrast that emphasized every muscle, every sinew of its frame. I knew it was you, Chunlan growled. This was the beast that 5 years ago had changed the entire course of his life. Raiju, to be continued. Dual threats. Fate can be strange, fate can be fickle, and at times fate can be irredeemably cruel. Guided by a girl, Chunlan found himself face to face with a living symbol of the loss of his people, the loss he loved but would be pain to lose. There was not a single person living on Mount Whitecrown who had not heard of Raiju. Since its appearance 10 years prior, it used its lightning to slaughter countless humans and animals, usurping the balance of power all throughout nature. Many Matagi rose to challenge it, and all were injured or fallen, with none so much as fighting its lair. It now lived as a symbol of destruction and greed, known to all as a true blight upon the land. And now here it was. Upon sight of this bear, the instincts he long sealed away were prickling to the surface. It was an excitement that coursed through muscle, through flesh, through bone, the craving for a rematch, and as he noticed with the trembling of his fingers over his rifle, also a deep fear. Same as Raiju, Seiyu looked at Chunlan, puzzled over the name, but the more the cylindrical trinket glowed bright, her eyes shifted nervously. Up until then, he had only seen her act cold and calm. Now her eyes darted back and forth with a mild panic between him, the trinket, and the bear. That's right, don't tell me you came here looking for it. No, I knew there was a part of it here, but I didn't know it manifests a bear like this. A part? Does that have something to do with a cylinder? The thing continued to light up in responding to Raiju, shining brighter and brighter the closer it approached. Chunlan couldn't quite wrap its mind around it. A part would indicate that once united, the beast and trinket would become whole. But what kind of relationship could there be between a monstrous creature of nature and a man-made instrument? Just what is that cylinder? Raiju roared. Chunlan, the flicker of exhilaration being elicited by a beast, this sound, cut himself off and turned his focus back on the beast. You're just itching for a fight, aren't you? He responded with a mighty leap from the rock it stood upon, diving toward them. Sparks erupted from his body with each print impressed into the ground. No, you're not the one it's calling to. Before Seiyu could explain, a spear of stone as tall as either of them darted from somewhere, whistling eerily through the arc as the air as it arced straight for Raiju. The beast steps aside to miss the attack in an instant, but the spear held such thrust behind it that even a slight brush upon its side tore a hunk of hide from its flesh. A crimson stain began to bubble through its blue-white fur. The King of Thunder halted its advance, looking somewhere off in the distance before stepping backward with timorous hesitation. Then, with a flash of light to cover its movements, it retreated back in the mountain. Damn you, I'm not missing this chance. Get back here, Chunlan cried, though he knew well it had made the wisest choice to save its own life. Even still, having his unexpected rematch stolen away by an equally unexpected external force left him with a bitter taste in his mouth. Chunlan, look out! Whatever threat had chased Raiju off wasted no time in turning its attention toward them. Ducking the instant he heard Seiyu's warning, Chunlan watched the stone spear streak just over his head, hitting a splintering tree that was growing right in front of him. What was that? I've never seen an art like that. He's coming, Seiyu muttered in response. He who? The two made their own retreat behind some nearby rocks. They gripped the trinket around her neck, now weakened in its glow, tired than ever as she explained. While he listened, Chunlan used a pair of binoculars on his person to scan where the spirits had flown from in hopes of seeing who or what was behind them. He attacks the woodland wanderers and steals the artifacts we collect. She started, and I assure you, we won't be the first he's murdered. He's a berserker who spreads destruction wherever he goes. The binoculars reveal an unusual figure. He was tattooed with symbols on every surface of his skin, with his ears, even his hair had similar pattern shaved into it. As he stood, the playful smile on his lips betrayed no hints of the violent nature she was describing. No, that undersells him. He's trying to murder every last one of us, and we don't even know who or what he is. All we have is the name we made up for him. Though far away, Chunlan was met with the man's direct gaze, one 10 times sharper, 10 times heavier than his own. Even through the lens, he felt a bloodthirsty aura that pierced through him as well as any stone spear that could be thrown. It was terrifying, and as he absorbed the spear, the man disappeared from view. We call him Oni, the demon. Chunlan put the binoculars down, seeing that the Oni now stood only a few dozen arch from their position. So the bear got away. No matter, there are times when business is better fit before pleasure. As if on cue from his words, the rocks around the two exploded. When he saw no blood-chill remains among the rubble, however, he merely smiled in appreciation of their abilities. The gunshot rang out immediately after it did nothing to change this. You found yourself an intriguing bodyguard, little mouse. The shot aimed toward the Oni failed to ruffle him in the least. Fear and hesitation traced his features, but rather a conflict between the calmness source of circumstances and a desirous hunger for violence. A rock wall effortlessly burst from the ground to block the bullet before it could reach it. I'm not interested in your weird tricks, Oni. We want to know who you are, and why you are here. Chunlan seemed managed to only just evade the rocks exploding. Now Chunlan hid in a bank of withered weeds, kept his finger on the trigger as he barreled their pursuer with questions. The ease at which a man had blocked his shot had left him shaken, but he recovered control and put a brave front so as to not further shift the muzzle of his rifle with anxious trembling. The more ferocious the opponent, the less you showed of them your back. That was one of the iron laws of the Matagi. I am the Stone Melder. I much prefer that you call me that over that other unfortunate name you have given me. And why are you coming after Seiyu? Why are you trying to kill Raiju? He continued to fire off questions with the speed at which he reloaded and fired more bullets from his riddle, slowly adjusting himself to a position that would allow him to move instantaneously should he need to. I'm here to squeeze the life out of a little mouse in their whole mouse clan. If that isn't apparent enough, their deaths shall be an offering to another clan. And to see this mission of mine accomplished, I've been gifted power. My stone melding exists for no greater reason than why I speak. Lie, some of it at least. Chunlan could sense it as soon as the Oni opened his mouth, for it was in no way possible for the joy that split the man's face as he attacked Raiju to be under the guise of a mere mission. Yet he wondered if the Oni himself was aware of how naked his desire for killing was through his deceptive answer. So there had to be a reason behind it all, a real reason. That's all? Chunlan responded. Well, none of that sounds like a good enough reason to be on my mountain, so get off. As he said, Chunlan pressed down, let the next bullet fly, leaping straight towards the Oni. He slammed his right fist in the ground in response, and more masses of stone lifted from the earth to form a wall that shielded him. Perfect. Coaxing the Oni and creating his wall had been part of Chunlan's plan. Waiting to hide in the shadow of the wall, Chunlan used the moment to grasp his Nagasa, a special hunting knife of the Matagi, sliding the man's blind spot and strike. Hell, take more than that, little club. As the light flashed off Chunlan's arching blade, he felt a sharp stab of pain through his body, leaving his consciousness to swim through naught but blackened agony. It wasn't until his back slammed in the ground behind where he had been that he saw the Oni's left hand was encased entirely in rock to form a heavy gauntlet. Your blade found its mark. It's been a while since it was last scratched. The rock wall crumbled, revealing the Oni's twisted expression. He panted with excitement as warm blood dripped liberally from the wound on his side. A parlor trick at best, but I like your spark. You'll make a fine warm-up before I take down that bear. We Matagi do love our parlor tricks, Chunlan replied dryly. Sometimes we even like to use ourselves as decoys. As the Oni moved closer to close the distance between him and Chunlan, several bolts came raining down from above. He blocked them with the stone wall still wrapped in his hand, but by the time he returned his eyes to his opponent, he was gone. He blocked that too, huh? Too bad, but next thing I say, I should be one thanking you. Now I've got proof his stone walls are in perfect defense. That alone is worth its weight in money to me. After firing off another bolt to force more distance between them and the Oni, Seiyu helped Chunlan to his feet, and the two slipped into thick foliage nearby. Chunlan could see the foreign girl was back in control of her emotions, and that was the only way she could have known to step in and strike without him saying a word. Looks like that one of my most reliable relatives got to see the guy's weakness too. As she said this, she pointed up to a cliff in the direction where they were heading. There Chunlan got his first look at the one Seiyu intended to meet on the mountain. Dang, this guy sounds like he could be even tougher than the Emperor. Talk about a big group. You all hitting the road? Yeah, we'll be heading toward the valley. I doubt anything will happen with you along, Rean. All the same, I'd like you to take this. Onigiri. Wow, these look delicious. Are these rations? Sure, made them myself. Make sure to eat up whenever you feel hungry. Yeah, thank you so much. I've heard all about these from Elise. They appear to be Eastern in origin. Thank you very much, sir. They look wonderful. Alright, let's see how bad the regular fights are. So I want to find a comfortable place to grind. I hope they drop a good even spread of Sepith, because I need to I need to start seeing if I can build any kind of evasion setup. I don't think I can max my evasion like with Lloyd's route though. There's snow as far as I can see. It's like this area of the mountains is still stuck in the middle of winter. People usually don't trek this out this far, so the snow remains fresh. So also a little colder here because of the mountain stream too. I thought that might be it. So beautiful. Does the water come from all the snow? Yes, it's still freezing cold though, so watch your step and don't fall in. Actually, that reminds me, there's a really nice fishing spot around here. Maybe you're the one who needed that warning, fish for brains. We should make our way up the path. Keep your eyes peeled, everyone. The slightest mistake from this point on could cost you your life. There do seem to be a lot of monsters here. The path is narrow, so avoiding battles will be difficult. However, we've dealt with way worse than these chumps, but you got leveled down. It wouldn't hurt to be cautious. True, let's make sure our equipment and ornaments are ready before we start climbing the path.
These monsters are no pushovers, yeah, but what gives, Major?
Just stay alert and keep your eyes forward.
Take it down a notch, girl. No need to be so on edge.
Locked and loaded.
They're in disarray!
We might not be able to win.
Set gunner mode.
Burning Heart does not give her free turns, so that could be bad.
You can't escape. Fire!
I didn't even get...
Let's go.
AT delay might not even be good enough.
Strike! There! Got him!
Freeze! Okay, I definitely need some help here. Holy shit.
Eternally.
Yeah, fuck it.
Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. 8 leaves. Breaking dawn! My sword and soul are as one! Light. Purge my foes! Gemini, judgment!
Divide to conquer. Transform. Sync complete. Initiating brave mode. Accelerate. Strike. Solaris Bringer. Battle complete. Let's continue.
That was painful. But at least we got at least one of each Sepith, so that's a start. Ugh. Just gonna have to retreat and go back to town a lot until I get something. Smoke grenade and battle scope. Yeah, I can just go back to the home to rest, or I could actually use the inn. Either one would work. Restores my BP as well, so that would actually give me a good head start against the enemies for grinding purposes. Okay, I actually learned a new S craft for Kurt, or upgrade one of his old ones. You can adjust which S craft we use as the S break.
Always nice.
I only get cuter.
No.
Stats update.
Yeah, it's weird that they suddenly gave... they're doing that thing where they upgrade an older S craft so that you... so that your newer, fancier-looking one does not get used for a while. Yeah, Gemini Judgment is now weaker. And also, now he's surpassed Rean in a way. Huh. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Reverie. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.